Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube. For those new tuning in, I am IFBB Pro John Jewett. I'm documenting my prep for the New York Pro and currently 4 weeks out. So from the last week, I'm now currently doing 35 minutes of cardio every day, and Matt had decreased my carbohydrates just a little bit, so we could say they're close to around 150 grams every day, and then I still get around 360 grams of protein and 30 grams of fat. And that hasn't been having a huge impact on my weight, and it's been holding, but around 222. That's the low that I hit for this past week, which isn't really the low, not much of a new low. It was like 0.2 pounds lower than the previous week, but my composition has changed quite a bit. I definitely look harder. You can see in my updated pictures here that I just have a tighter look and much more, my hams, my glutes are coming in more. I can see it more like in my obliques as well. So definitely a little bit more recompositioning this week. But I think body felt a little stagnant. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is a refeed day. And I decided for this video just to document the refeed and show y'all exactly meal by meal what I'm adding in and kind of take you through the day of what I'm doing. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into that. Just to sum up the day, it's 6 meals, and that doesn't include my post-workout shake. So if you want to count that, it's going to be 7 meals, and that all totals up for 630 grams of carbs, 360 grams of protein, 30 grams of fat. So all that Matt's adding in is primarily just carbohydrates. So there's no other fats added in, and you're looking at nearly an extra 500 grams of carbohydrates, which is a good amount. So we'll see what happens with this next week. If that's gonna, I'm pretty sure this will be bringing my weight up, but we're hoping that doing the refeed will decrease cortisol levels, help with performance and recovery, and just start give me a little bit of boost in metabolism, start dropping some more weight. So follow along guys, and let's get into this refeed.
What's up guys, just got done doing fasted cardio, doing 35 minutes in the morning. I woke up at 2:22 and we're doing a refeed day today. So weight hasn't really been dropping, but I think it's been a while since we've had a refeed. It might push my weight down some more. So we'll go along and document these meals and let y'all actually see what we're doing on the refeed. This first meal is 100 grams of oats and 65 grams of Whey Isolate. I'm using animal whey. I do like a scoop of the red velvet and a scoop of chocolate, which saturity-wise, it's really good. Before fasted cardio, I'm just trying to get all the fluids in, and all I'm doing during is the spiked aminos. It's a new animal one they came out with. It's basically some essential amino acids, citrulline, and a little bit of caffeine, so it gives me a little bit of boost. So nutrition-wise, this 100 grams of oats, looking at roughly 70 grams of carbohydrates, and then of course 65 grams of protein, and there's no fats in this meal. So today I'll train. It's about 8 a.m. right now. I'll train around 2, so I'll try to get 2 more meals in before then. The big thing is to like really keep my fluids up today. I've done that in the past, not getting enough fluid, and you just don't uptake the carbohydrates as well. You get as full, and you might see it the day after.
I just got back from the gym. I trained a client and came home, so I'm going to do meal 2 now, which I already prepped it this morning. I thought I was going to be at the gym longer, I had a client cancel, so I just came back home. So for meal 2, I'm doing 350 grams of white jasmine rice and 7 ounces of chicken. And that's it's 100 grams of carbohydrates and then about 50 grams of protein. There's no fats added to it. I don't even have any veggies in the meal because I actually packed it pretty quick this morning. I didn't feel like adding them in, but usually I'll have 75 grams of asparagus on my other days. And all I'm using for my seasoning on my chicken is that McCormick roasted garlic and herb. It has sodium in it. I just keep that sodium constant throughout prep. I have a little bit of mustard and also G. Hughes barbecue sauce. I put about a tablespoon, which is like a gram of carbohydrate. So it's pretty insignificant considering I'm eating about 100 grams of carbohydrates in this meal. For prepping the chicken, my crock pot actually broke last night, which is extremely disappointing because I love my crock pot. The shredded chicken, it stays moist and it's easy to chew and get down. So I'm gonna probably get like an air pot. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. But anyway, so this was just baked chicken and rice made in the rice cooker. Get this meal down. For my meals, I'm spreading them out every 2.5 to 3.5 hours. It's just depending on my schedule with clients and what else I have doing, but typically it's right around the 3-hour mark is when I'm eating my meals. So meal 2, get this one down, then we'll it's 10:30 now. Round 1, I'll hit meal 3, then we'll start getting ready and go to the gym. So I was halfway through meal 2. And this is how your meals get pushed back on prep. When you're 4 weeks out and your puppy wants to go potty. Feel bad, she got spayed yesterday, so her normal potty schedule is a little off. So we're making do. So on to meal 3. I'm about to head out the door to the gym. I made it here at home. I'll probably eat it in the car because I need to stop by the post office. But the meal is, it was supposed to be 100 grams of cream of rice, and the cream of rice sits really heavy on me pre-training. I just like oatmeal better. So I'm doing 100 grams of oatmeal, which makes the carbohydrate amount a little lower. It's like around 67 grams of carbs, so I'm supposed to have 80 grams of carbs. So I added in 20 grams of jam. So that'll give me my 80 grams of carbohydrates, and then I'm doing 50 grams of Whey Isolate for the protein, and I'm gonna have 16 grams of almond butter. And that'll be my pre-workout meal, doing about an hour and a half before I train, which I feel like that's been ideal. I'm not burping up food while I'm training. I don't feel bloated, and it's not too close to my training bout. Eat, drive, and film in the gym. Not the safest thing. Some people talk about, I have clients, I'll give them a refeed day, and they're like, oh, I went out and did all these extra activities today. I did some extra sets in the gym. I went all out, and you end up not getting the effect from the refeed day that you'd actually want. So it's not, you have to think of it as it's a recovery aspect to it too. So it's not a day where now you can train harder. Training should always be the constant that's the same. You're always training hard. And then we add in those refeed days to further performance, but also to recover. So you don't want to be starting to add in more training volume on these days. So I have people, I'll do refeed days and off days. And people are like, oh, well, I'm not training day. Like, should I go train something? It's like, no, it's okay. You're already really in a depleted state. Just overall, you're glycogen depleted everywhere. So you're still going to have a good glycogen replenishment and decreasing cortisol levels, increasing leptin levels, having good effects on metabolism and a positive effect on thyroid function. So it's okay if it's an off day and you're doing a refeed. But I do have 2 of these oatmeal meals in the plan with protein powder. And you know, how long have I run protein powder in a diet? I've done it the day before I've gotten on stage. Friday for a Saturday show, I've used protein powder, and you know, part of the reason behind people's rationale is it's dairy. If you use dairy all prep and you know you don't have an issue with it, you don't have an allergy or a sensitivity to it, then there's no reason why you can't keep it in. Some people just pull it just in case there's some small issue in digestion that you just can't realize. But if you have a real good Whey Isolate that's real pure and minimal carbohydrate, you probably won't have any big issues with it. So I don't. I've left it in all the way up to shows. Alright, so I got down all my oatmeal. That was about, I want to say about an hour ago. I'm 30 minutes from my workout, so now I'm doing my pre-workout, which is 40 grams of branched cyclic dextrin, 6 grams of citrulline, 3 grams of creatine, 2 grams of beta alanine. It has like a twist of some sea salt in there for some sodium, which is important for hydration and pumps. And then I have a scoop of animal spiked aminos, which is what I took in the morning for cardio. So it was 160 milligrams of caffeine, has some EAAs in it. And then I put a scoop of juiced aminos in too for some extra EAAs. So that's what I'll do pre-workout. I'll have all this sipped down before training. Then for intra workout, got my baggie. So this is almost identical. 40 grams of branched cyclic dextrin and a scoop of juiced aminos for my EAAs. And I'll just sip on that throughout the workout. And today I'm training quads and a little bit of calves. Check it out. So I got back from the gym, had a really good quad session. It just, even since meal one, I've already felt more energy. Thoughts are clear. Like I can tell such a big difference. Even my digestion seems better. Just having that higher carb amount, I just know it's being very beneficial today. And it was a good training session. Got a good leg pump. Strength was really good. Had good energy. So for my post-workout meal, I'm just having 50 grams of Whey Isolate and then 2 bagels with 20 grams of jam. And the bagel flavor didn't matter, but I get the everything bagel, and I just toast them, and that's about 110 grams of carbohydrates, and then another 13 grams of carbohydrates from the jam. So I'm doing a tablespoon of jam, and I don't weigh it out. We're pretty close there, just using the measurement tool. So I'll still have 3 more meals left, and go from there. So this is meal 4. It's 300 grams of potato and 7 ounces of chicken. Instead of the 300 grams of potato, I'm using the Alexia fries. And I just use this, it's 60 grams of carbohydrates, so I just do the calculation. It ended up being 220 grams of 98% fat-free Alexia fries, and I've okayed this to be all right. So I will do no added sugar ketchup with them. And on the chicken, it's 50 grams of asparagus. Then also I have a little bit of about 1 ounce of sauerkraut and some mustard on it. And that is it for that meal. All right, guys, so this is my meal 5. It's 210 grams of rice, which is about 60 grams of carbohydrates. And I do 7 ounces of 93.7 ground beef. And I actually got some 97% and 90% grass-fed beef and mixed them. So it's my average together of those two. And it's about 50 grams of asparagus. And I'm just using this meal, I love mustard, so I use mustard, and I'll use about a tablespoon of G. Hughes barbecue sauce, which, like I said earlier, it's about like 1 gram of carbohydrates. Got 1 more meal left, and then we'll call it a night for the refeed. So meal 6, this will be my last meal for the refeed day. Got 7 ounces of chicken, So meal 6, this will be my last meal from the refeed day. It's 210 grams of rice, so 60 grams of carbohydrates. Got 7 ounces of chicken and 75 grams of asparagus. I do 1 egg and half a tablespoon of almond butter. And I could do 2 eggs, but I just get a little bit of fats from the almond butter instead, just to have some variety there. And for my eggs, I use those pasture-raised eggs, which I think if you're going to be buying like a different egg and you want the higher CLA content and beta carotene content, you want to make sure they say pasture-raised on them. All that chicken I had, I've made it early in the week, and it was nearly a week's worth amount. That big bucket, if you saw it earlier anytime, and that was all that was baked. The rice, I made a fresh thing of rice today, just in the rice cooker. So I usually cook everything in bulk, so everything's like already been cooked. So I didn't have any cooking to do today outside of the oatmeal, and that's how I try to keep it. I try to keep it pretty efficient. I don't want to be sitting around the kitchen all day cooking food. So that wraps up the day. Be off to bed now. All right, well, that wrapped up my 4-week out update. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them for you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe to the video. Let me know if there's anything y'all want to see or hear. Any inquiries on coaching, you can email me at ironlinknutrition@yahoo.com. All right, thanks guys. See y'all next week.